What's up everyone, this is Joey, Blush Response, and today we're checking out new pedals and modules from Gamechanger, Erica, and Earthquaker devices. Let's get right into it. Alright, we've got a few new pedals and modules here from a few companies. I've got the Erica and Gamechanger Plasma Drive. I've got the new Chelsea Fuzz from Earthquaker, and then the Plasma Coil and Light Pedal from Gamechanger. They sent me all these to check out, so let's get into them. I got a few sound sources. One is the DPO. One is the Vic. One is the Noisite Warp. And one is my drum. So let's just start with my drums. We'll check out the Chelsea. The story behind this is interesting. It's from LCD Sound System. Basically, they had a big muff that was broken in a certain way that they couldn't replicate the sound of, and they needed to play live with for certain songs like Losing My Edge. So they sent it to Earthquaker, and they realized it's very uniquely broken, and Earthquaker replicated it, and here we are. That's what LCD told me directly. So, got a lot of gain on there. I'm gonna bring up the input level on the Plasma Drive. Tone control, of course, doing a lot. Put the Vic in. Wild. Sustain, of course, is your fuzz amount. So you can look at this like as a more unique big muff. We'll take the drums out. Varying sound sources. DPL through. Got a big range. Bring me a phone. Put the drums back in. Wild. Off. Drums out. Vic. It's brutal sounding. Yeah. Tone control sick, and you can turn it off, and it does nothing, of course. So it can get really, really dark. I always love washing the tone control with reverb. Would love CV control on that. Pretty nuts. Alright, let's check out the Plasma Drive. So this is using this new type of tube technology. I don't know the intricacies. I just know if it sounds good or not. You got 2-band EQ. You got octave. We'll do it just on the drum. You got CV over voltage and CV over dry wet, and triggers for the octave. Might be interesting for rhythmic sweeps. A little bit of reverb. Pretty cool sounding. Bring up that high end. It's piercing, killing, murdering my ears. Sub. So it is punishing. You want to make noise? We got noise, baby. We got the noise right here. Octave up and down. Do you even know what's happening here? Because I don't. I just know that it hurts me, but maybe I like it. Take the drums out. And that's the noise I warp going through. So it is brutal. And that's our dry signal, just so you understand what's going through that. Which is a really cool sound, by the way. But completely fucked. And, you know, it can be touchy with the input gain, take off the octave, sweep the filter on the warp. Again, that's the dry signal. It's a fucking dope sound. Mix to taste. Take out the CV. And you just find the right blend. A lot of settings to be had. Wow, that's hyped. Kind of insane, honestly. Until you're in complete destruction zone. It's too much harshness, just bring down that EQ. Bring it up an octave. And again, dry signal. Insane screaming. Back to the Chelsea. That tone control does so much. So it's cool as fuck. Powerful. Now let's compare to the Plasma Coil. This is basically, as far as I understand, this is like a Jack White signature plasma drive, but with added specific sub-octave division stuff. Of course, it's a pedal, so no CV control. We'll bring in that sub-octave by hitting the switch, and you get different versions of that. Wow. It just sounds crazy. And I didn't even have voltage. Very different sound. Alright, that's our dry. Vic. Now. Insane power. These plasma ones are really special. Wow. Ooh, just playing with switching the different kind of sub-octave. Put the drums in. Ooh, some big beefy low end. It's gonna blow a speaker cone. Talk about woofer. Just puts the woof in woofer. Ooh, give me the pain. Yes. Industrial. Kill the low. Ooh. Punishing my soul. Take off the sub-octave. That's our dry signal. Get it a little cleaner. That's cleaner. So, wow. Put some reverb on there. Slash delay for mimeophone. You can do a lot with the sputter that's generated by watching that voltage get dry. Lower the input gain. So it's just gating rhythmically. By the way, it looks beautiful. If you haven't noticed, it does look beautiful. Obviously, because it's Gamechanger. So far, everything they fucking made is good. You know, they're doing it. They live up to the name. I've said it before. Wow. Alright, let's get a synth in there. Take the drums. Vic is in there now. Sub-octave is just massive. Listen to that. Blow a bass amp, blow up a venue. Take it off. Let's put the warp in. at a higher octave, now with the sub-octave. Pretty wild. It's completely, that's the dry signal. This isn't how fucking insanely broken that is. That's sub-octave up. Wow. That sub-octave is so massive. Powerful. Let's go back to the... Yeah, see, the plasma drive module is missing the... You can kind of get it with the octave down, and that sub. But it's a different sound. So, if you want the fatter bass, you definitely got to go for the plasma coil. Just listen to that. And again, dry signal. Wow, so it's a different thing, and it's really cool, and it makes sense why they have both. Alright, and now moving on to the most advanced one. This is the light pedal. This is an optical spring reverb, so you have an optical sensor as well as a spring tank. You can see you can hit it just like that, and it does things. Put everything. So we got spring, got drive on the end. You have different kind of modes you can put it in that are adjustable to control. You have this gate. If I go to like tremolo, control will adjust the tremolo rate. Now I move fast to slow. Wild. So you get it. Reflecting. And these all do different things. Feedback. Brings in more feedback. You got tone. That's our signal going in, by the way. I'll take out the drums for a second. Let's go low octave. It's a great fucking sound from the Warp, huh? And let's go. It's completely different. You could blend the dry back in. So you know. This is just a really weird thing. In a good way. And it has gating. We need it to. Bring in the dry a little bit. Tone control. Find the right mode. Cool, let's try the drums through. Put them on. They're going through. You get a little overdrive on the dry input too. So yeah, it's like spring reverb. I mean, it is spring reverb. That's what's going through the Vic. Wild. You can also have the momentary. This turns the tails on or off if you turn it off. I like that tremolo mode. That's wild. Let's keep distorting. I'll put the Chelsea on. sensor. Plasma drive. We turn them all on. Just get unbelievable destruction. And then into the plasma drive again. Here's the feedback. Try just to warp. That's weird. Let's slow it down. Got that Vic going through. Light pedal. Definitely distorts easily. Lower that a bit. Really puts things into space. That's our dry signal, by the way. There's a little mimi phone on top of that after. That's a cool drone. So it has a unique tonality to it. I think there's things to be found here. Wash in the dry a little bit. And you've got a beautiful, beautiful drone. Oh, that Vic's amazing, huh? And we'll distort that with the Chelsea. And it's totally broken. And I like broken. Then we'll bring in the plasma drive. And the plasma coil. Bring in the dry. Oh, crazy. Wow. This is like the scariest death siren I've ever heard. The air raid's about to happen now. See if we bring in the drums. Also going through. Drums are taking up a little too much in that mix. We'll go back to this drone. Oh, it's so brutal. I put on the sub in the plasma drone. That is some insane drone power. Put on the sub octave. Wow. It's special. It looks pretty while being special. And I think I'll leave you with that. Gamechanger, Earthquaker, Erica, plasma drive, Chelsea light pedal. Plasma Coil. So that was sick. I think a lot of ground was covered there, and I think these modules and pedals are all really cool. The standouts for me were definitely the Plasma ones from Gamechanger and Erica. The Plasma Coil because of that huge sub-octave stuff. It's really, really special sounding. And the Plasma Drive because of the overall sound of the Plasma circuit and the CV control. I think the Chelsea is a very solid and unique sounding muff clone. So if you're looking for a big muff clone that's a little different, that's one to check out. There's only so much you can say about a big muff. It does big muff stuff. This one does it well, but slightly differently, and I like the way it does it. The light pedal I found to be maybe kind of one trick with its sound, but there's range you could do with the different effects modes and stuff, so it's more that I want to explore later on. I definitely found more interesting sounds once I got into the drone area, and I think it overall has a very unique tonality to it, so I'm just looking and checking out more about it and learning more. As always, samples of this jam are going to be up on my Patreon. This week is Super Booth. I'll be there covering everything, and I'm playing a gig for Berlin Modular Society. Flyer here. It's on May 9th with a nice lineup of other modular performers, so check us out there. As well as Static Bloom and I have a new album out on Hans Productions called Folding In. It's 6 tracks, vinyl and digital. The vinyl's red. It looks really good, and it's available now from Hans Productions, linked in the pinned comment video description. As always, if you want to support me in other ways, check out Bandcamp, check out Patreon, like and subscribe, check out the affiliate links, and I'll catch you next time. Maybe see you at Super Booth. Peace out.